I really think that that the younger generation are the leaders, and they're going to become the leaders. And when we want a world that will move forward and progress, I think we need people that have a more global conscience than people that are growing up in the same city their whole lives, and maybe they'll go out of state for a while or on a vacation, but they're not really understanding how the whole world is connected. And so, especially in this time period of the social media and everything, just all these networks that makes us so interconnected, it's really crucial for the next leaders to have this global conscience.
When you send people to different parts of the world from one community, you're bringing back so many different ideas about the world that they've learned. One thing that really just shocked me was how similar we all are. I mean, we are all teenagers, we all have to go to school, we all want the newest phones and technology, we all want to have fun with friends. So really it showed me that it doesn't matter where you're from, we're all just people. I mean, we're people with the same interests, the same needs, the same desires to have friends in a new country. And it doesn't matter what language you speak. I mean, you're teenagers no matter where you're from. You all have the same interests and all that. So I think that was one of the biggest things that taught me, was that being with other people, no matter what language, if you speak with them or not, you're all the same.
One of the memories I'll always hold with me and never forget was when I went with my friend from New York. She was also an exchange student in Izmir, and we decided that one day we would take our maps of Izmir that we got from the Rotary in the beginning, and we would just get lost in the city for the day and see everything that we wanted to see in the city. Because a lot of students were really focused on getting out of Izmir and going to different places around Turkey, but we thought we should probably learn a little more about where we're actually staying so we can really get to know our environment more. So we took our maps and we rode the buses all over the city of 4 million people, and we got lost and we saw the castle Kadife Kale, which is the highest point in Izmir. So we got to see the sunset over the city that day, and we went to a lot of different parts of town that weren't exactly tourist destinations. So we really got an intimate experience with the culture that not a lot of other people might experience going to Izmir or to Turkey at all. One of the most important things I gained from my time away is not only independence, because as much support as you get over there with Rotary and with your host family, you really learn how to live on your own and take care of yourself. But I also learned global perspective and how being with different people can really broaden your views about global issues or even just daily tasks. Like now when I'm doing the dishes, I'll think about doing the dishes in Turkey and how roles of different people in different societies are different, and just seeing a lot more global perspective in my daily life, and that really helps a student and a person grow, seeing a different society.
When I attended RILA, it kind of gave me this whole idea of, here's what's important to me, help me figure out what's important to me, and challenged me to make that important where I worked. So there's one speaker in particular at RILA, Chuck Ferguson, who talks all about the importance of working for a company that has defined values and actually operates by those values. And I felt that my company didn't, and that was important to me. So I made a values initiative push. I tried approaching our partner group and said, this is important. A lot of the staff in the firm were really unhappy. Mostly, we all were sticking around because the economy was so bad. It was pretty much what it was like, and none of us liked going to work. None of us liked being there. And so the first thing RILA challenged me to do was, try and change it, is what I got out of it. So I tried that. Wasn't very successful at it. I got a paragraph on the company website after about a year's worth of hassle and work. but really didn't affect any change. And what I heard a lot was, well, if you just wait 5 years and then you'll be senior, just stay quiet for 5 years and then you can do all the change you want. And I just couldn't do that. So attending RILA first as a participant and then again on the staff really just kept solidifying what was important and as far as my career, and I'm pretty work-oriented, so career is pretty big for me. So ultimately, I left the firm I was working for, and now it's much more personal interaction with my clients, personal responsibility, interacting with them, working for a firm that I know has values, and just enjoying going to work every day. And so that was the big thing that got me from where I was before RILA to where I am now, and it's a much better environment for me.
Another thing that I learned was about leadership in life is all about balance. And it's important to not only take that time for yourself, for physical health and all these other things, but you can't be a good leader if you don't take care of yourself. And that's also another important aspect, to take that time for service and for leadership, but to be well-rounded and just balance your life.
A lot of self-realizations, a lot of personal growth as well, just knowing what I want to do in life and who I want to become in life. Goals that I want to take, like I think if I never did Interact, I probably wouldn't want to join Peace Corps or AmeriCorps. I probably wouldn't have gone to Peru as of recently. And I would have missed out on a lot of missed opportunities in high school. It gives them guidance, it gives them something that high school doesn't really give you. And there's other clubs that you can join, but I feel like this club is important because it does a numerous amount of volunteer service projects. Volunteer service work, very near and dear to my heart. It's something I'm very passionate about. I hold it more important than school, I hold it more important than almost anything that I do, because it's a way to communicate with people, and it's a way to see somebody on a non-materialistic viewpoint.
One of the things that we do is we have a mentoring program. So we match up a Rotaractor with a kid. These are usually, at risk or kids that need some sort of mentorship or just an adult friend, basically an adult role model kind of figure. And through that, I was able to meet Daniel Rees and just getting to interact with him and seeing him sort of grow up. So I was his mentor for about 3 years. And I basically got to see him from when I first started visiting him, where he wouldn't even talk to me. He would just sit there and we'd just have about, we'd go there and visit for an hour and we'd literally have about 55 minutes of silence. To now I'd go and he'd ask me why I'm not coming more often than not. And so really seeing that transformation in a child's life, and then hearing, of course, also from his teachers that not only is his school behavior increasing, because that was one of the things that he had some behavioral issues, but just seeing that sort of, he saw me being able to visit him as sort of a benefit, and so having that, he really strived in his own classroom work to sort of earn that privilege of me coming to visit him. So that experience has really been something that really, I guess, reinforced why I'm involved with Rotaract, and specifically just why I give back, why I'm involved.